if it's not too far-fetched to say everything. He was a laugh, he was a smile, he was a listening ear, he was a friend.
Well, I mean, one of the things about Jerry, I mean, you know, he was a Rainsman, and he was one of the instrumental individuals in building culture and capacity at Rains. And by having him there and realizing his passion and his desire, working with him made it easy for me as a building principal. I mean, I love the fact that he helped me help other students see the vision and see the things where we were trying to go in regards to just building that culture of wanting more in life.
He did everything. Jerry was a person who did not sit down. He was doing something. If he wasn't at work, he was painting somebody's room, in somebody's house, directing somebody's choir, in somebody's choir, singing at somebody's church. He was always doing something. And you know, he just a person who he loved to help other people. And he didn't mind putting in the energy for that. He didn't mind working hard for other people.
I started out as Jerry's chemistry teacher. Same thing. Jerry was he had a great personality, and we got closer as we like my husband was saying, he started Rainsman, and another colleague and I started the Sisters of Scholar, which was going to be the sister organization to Rainsman. So we all had to work very closely together, and that's when I got to really know Jerry, and would often send Jerry on errands after school with no gas in the car, and he would go and come back.
Very respectful young man. Cared a lot about his family and a lot about his friends.
What was Jerry's passion?
Music. Music was his passion.
Jerry could sing. He could really sing.
Child singing.
He could really sing. He could sing his butt off. He was supposed to sing at my wedding.
Music was something that he was good at, and music was something that he loved, and he loved to share his gift with anybody who would listen. Even if you didn't want to listen, he was going to share it with you.
So Superman literally came from the Rainsman Brotherhood at Rains High School. That was his name, but I feel that he grew into that name. He's always been that name, and I think as friends we just never knew how to place it for him.
All of us have a level of greatness on the inside of us. It just takes us being placed in the right environment to get it cultivated to come out of us. And I think, you know, he found that place. And so becoming Superman was already in him in that sense. And so he just, you know, I mean, he lived up to it, you know, without realizing it. Because I don't think he was running around saying, "Ooh, I'm Superman." You know, it was just like, you know, he was just being Jerry.
He never allowed situations and circumstances that he might have been going through personally stop him from going the overall mission. He understood ministry. He understood, you know, what it meant to do what he loved to do. You know, Mark Twain has this quote that I love more than anything else, and I think it fits Jerry perfectly. The two most important dates in a man's life is the day he was born and the day he realized his why. He knew early in life his why. He knew that why did God put him on this planet? To do what? To help others. And that's why he was able to carry that cape of Superman, because he never had a problem helping others in his life, and people not just in his immediate family or his circle, but helping others outside of his circle to create that level of change. So, you know, yeah, Superman was definitely apropos for him.
And so when we heard that his name would be Superman, we was like, so befitting. Jerry was always willing to help. He was always willing to serve. He was always willing to just be an extra hand. He may not have known what in the world he was doing, but if you asked, Jerry was there. If you said, "Jerry, I need help," Jerry was like, "Okay, give me like 20 minutes and I'm on the way." 20 minutes meant 45 minutes, but he was on the way.
His class was part of the class that raised $4.9 million in scholarship money, the highest in Duval County that year, more than Bowles High School. And why did they do that? Because they put in the extra. They did the ACT and SAT prep. They did the scholarships. They applied to colleges. They realized that to get where you want to go, you have to do more. So I was blessed in being his building principal to help solidify those changes and create that level of change. And the part that I loved about him more than anything else, even after he graduated, he didn't walk away. He stayed and gave back to other students and became mentors for underclassmen that were still there at the school. So,
and I said, okay, I'm listening. What's wrong? She said, it's Jerry. And I said, okay, what's wrong with Jerry? She broke. She cried. I heard her screaming in the background. So I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Her mom took the phone from her. And her mom said, are you okay? Are you sitting down? And I said, I'm sitting down. What's wrong? So she said, it's Jerry. He's been shot. In my mind, oh my God, he's been shot. Okay, where we going? She says he didn't make it. She says he didn't make it. And I remember screaming and falling to the ground. It was almost as if somebody had punched you in your gut and then punched you in your back. It was almost as if somebody took their hand and put it in your heart and ripped it out.
Like, really? And like crying. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? And when he told me, like, first it was like, Jerry who? Like, not Jerry Brown, because this cannot ever happen to Jerry Brown. And I think I felt like a zombie, I believe, for the next 2 or 3 days. I'm still processing it years later.
Just into the newsroom, Jacksonville police identified the man killed in an early morning drive-by shooting. Happened in northwest Jacksonville on Henrietta Street, not far from where MLK Parkway turns into US 1. Jerry Brown was killed in that shooting, and this noon, we are talking to his family. Channel 4's Marcus White joins us now. What are they telling you?
Well, Bruce, they're telling me that he was a church member. They say that he was not in a gang. They say that he was in a choir and that he had a golden voice. This is the area where that drive-by shooting happened last night. The crime scene tape has come down in this area. We are told by family members that he was in his car leaving his aunt's house after he was visiting her, after he came home, after spending some time with the choir. Let's show you some video of what the area looked like before 10 this morning. Police were here collecting evidence. Investigators have not been able to tell us who the shooter might be or why this killing happened. Family members do tell us that Jerry Brown went to Rains High School. He was part of a student council. He was also a choir member at Greater Beulah Missionary Baptist Church in northwest Jacksonville. And he also was working at 3 Layers Cafe as a barista and made baked goods.
All he did was go to church. He hung out with his cousins. That's all. He loved everybody. It's a lot of people that are hurting behind this. A lot of people that are hurting behind this.
So City Year is an educational-based nonprofit program that works with students from 3rd to 9th grade with the in ELA, math, attendance and behavior, all with the whole goal to end the achievement gap and lower the dropout rate.
City Year is a nonprofit, education-focused organization that recruits young idealistic leaders to give a year of their lives in an underperforming school to serve as mentors, tutors, and role models to help students be successful, get on track with their assessments and grades so that they can graduate from high school.
City Year has volunteered with our programs that we've held, be it a Clean Streets initiative where we clean the streets, working at the garden, coming to Vision Keeper meetings, helping us with Wellness RX.
I like the analogy of like the superpower and Superman. I might take it a step further and say that I think the idea of Superman should rest with our students so that we serve, we work with them, we have conversations, we build relationships, we we ignite thought in our children to unleash the superpower that rests within them.
When I think of City Year and I think of the red jackets that we wear, I often think of the red cape on Superman. And a part of my service year, the reason that I got into City Year was because I wanted to continue the legacy that Jerry left behind. But I also wanted to tell core members, when you get upset or when you feel frustrated or you want to give in and you want to throw in the towel, don't. Because I often wonder if somebody talked to the person who was on the other side of that gun, would my brother, my best friend, be here today? Would we still have those moments? So take it not for granted that you have 10 months in this service year that we have spent with students from all over Jacksonville, Florida, who and oftentimes are dealing with these same situations. Because your one word of advice or your one warm smile or that hug that you give them, that fist pump, or just the attention that you gave them on their reading assignment or math assignment can literally shape that child or help that child make a better decision than they were when they went home from school. We could literally be saving a life.
Loved ones gathered tonight to celebrate the birthday of murder victim Jerry Brown. He was killed in a drive-by shooting in northwest Jacksonville about 3 weeks ago. No one has been arrested. Family and friends are still coming to terms with the death of a man who was active in his church and respected in the community.
Fun to be around, always laughing and joking.
Jessie Green says her son grew up going to church and he was very close to his family.
It's important that we understand the severities of the communities we work in and the people we serve. We cannot hold them responsible for the hand that was dealt to them. Our job is to continue to advocate for those who don't have a voice. One word at a time, one child at a time, one community, one city, one nation. And that's how change happens. That's the Superman way.